Hello! Today in this video we will be discussing trophic cascades and providing an example of trophic cascades occurring in salt marshes. Now, first we are going to define what a trophic cascade is, and essentially it is an ecological phenomenon where the top predator is added or removed. This negatively affects the food chain of an ecosystem and causes a change in population size. Here we have a general example of a food chain represented in a trophic pyramid, or energy pyramid. This is also a general example of a healthy cycle in an ecosystem. We're going to talk about primary consumers which are part of this cycle. Herbivores. They only eat producers and are unable to manufacture their own food. Organisms in this group include many insects, rabbits, cows, deer, pigs, and zooplankton. Producers use photosynthesis to make their own food. Herbivores do not have the ability to do this, so they need to eat producers in order to survive. An example of this is that zooplankton will eat phytoplankton, and phytoplankton has the ability to make its own food through photosynthesis. Zooplankton can't, so zooplankton eats the producer. This is a specific example that we're going to talk about today in this video, salt marshes in southern United States, where trophic cascades are currently occurring. The salt marshes in southern United States are mostly found on the coast of the United States in the south, but they're also found between barrier islands and the mainland. Conditions of these wetlands are tough for organisms, and this is what causes these trophic cascades, these conditions. There is a rise and fall of tides that are consistent, so there's consistently a rise and fall of tides, which causes irregular exposure to air and salt water, as well as a sudden change in temperature. And the soil also goes through changes as well, such as constantly being submerged in water and also the water being drained from the soil. All that constant change can definitely have a negative effect on this environment, where this place is a nursery for a lot of species that we're going to talk about in our next slide, which are important to this ecosystem thriving. This is an example of the salt marsh trophic cascade that we're going to talk about. So, the blue crabs, which are the predator in this example, at the top of the food chain, you can see the crabs. Their populations dropped due to drought stress because of the tides changing. When there's less water, the blue crab populations decrease. They need water to survive. And this increases the snail population. The predators eat their prey, and when there's less predators, more prey can be produced. These are the herbivores that we were talking about before. And when there are more herbivores, then there needs to be more producers for them to eat, because the herbivores are producers. So these snails end up killing the marsh grasses, because the snails need to eat this grass in order to survive. And so because there is less grass growing now, there is an increase in the growth of vegetables in the mudflat patch, which changes and alters what exists in that ecosystem. So this unnecessary and unwanted plant growth is due to the trophic cascade occurring. So now we have these vegetables that don't belong in this ecosystem and are not essential for this ecosystem that are occurring. The crabs and the grasses are essential to this cycle. Producers are the most productive in ecosystems and are greatly affected by sudden changes that negatively alter the cycle. Thank you so much for watching this video. Here are our references, And I hope that today you learned more about trophic cascades and how they can occur in different environments, such as salt marshes.